Hey, what's going on, y'all? It's your boy Mark Sue, transformation coach, man. So, you are just starting your journey. What is something important you need to know? What is something important that you must know starting this journey into the best health of your life? One of my goals is, man, is to bring joy to your life, joy to eating, and there are things that I like to teach on that I believe are very critical, vital, and important for you so that you can make that transformation. Okay. And one of the things that I'm going to teach on, which is the very first thing in this introduction week, is going to be time management. All right. So, time management is going to be very critical and important to your transformation. All right. So you should be following along with me. I'm giving you a little handout teaching so that you're going to be able to go along with me as I give it to you, and you're going to be able to write down, because when we write down things, we studies show that we remember it, like 3 to 4 times better when we write something down than us just listening and think we're going to be able to retain anything. So make sure you're following along and writing down. All right. So we're going to be talking about, like I said, time management today. Okay. So what is time management? In your first two blanks, you're going to put organizing and planning. Okay. So time management is organizing, first blank, and planning, second blank. How to divide your time between specific tasks and activities. So, how can I divide my time between these tasks and these activities are going to be important, because I'm going to teach you the difference between task and the difference between activities. There is a difference between the two. So, without further ado, I just gave you the definition. Hope you fill in your blanks. Let's get started. So these are some noteworthy benefits of time management. What are some noteworthy benefits? If you look at your paper, time management is a skill that must be developed in order for you to be highly successful during your transformation. So in order for you to transform, you're going to have to develop certain skills. And we are going to be able to give you through 13 weeks to start you on this journey of transformation. We also have a level two that can teach you on other things. We're going to teach you on other things as well, but right now we're just talking about time management. Okay. So if you're going to be highly successful, I'm not talking about having a little, I'm talking about living in abundant success. I'm talking about that permanent transformation. Hey, you're going to have to be able to manage your time. All right. So time management is a defense mechanism. I don't know if you ever looked at it like that, but it's a defense mechanism against distractions, stress, feeling run down, and being unorganized. Okay, so if you know how to divide your time between your task and your skills and what you must do and what you might want to do, if you know how to do all that, my goodness, you're not going to be as stressed, feeling overwhelmed, feeling run down. You're not going to be unorganized. Okay, so time management is going to be key. It gives you a sense of direction, purpose, and order in your day. Chaos and confusion does not equal success. All right, chaos and confusion, just playing it by ear and living on the seat. That's not. You have to have things in order. All right, good time management skills enable you to work smarter, not harder, so that you can get more done in less time, even when time is tight and pressure is high. All right. So that's our job, to teach you and give you the skills that you will need to be able to navigate through the murky and rough waters called life. All right. Life is rough and tough, and so many things have demand upon. But when is our health important? I think our health is important all the time. So we definitely have to learn how to make time for our health. All right. Look, stresses and stuff going to come, anxieties are going to be here, but your health must be under control. And we're going to teach you how to get your time under control that will lead you in to being a healthier human being to function properly. Okay, you was not created to be unorganized and baffled and stressed out and worried about everything. No, let's just start putting stuff in the proper order, prioritize. Let's just start doing that now at the beginning of our journey, and let's get that mindset. Remember, we're trying to change your mind, so let's get that mindset. Look, in order for me to be successful, I'm gonna have to have good time management. I'm gonna have to be organized, okay? Or I will not be successful. Get that in your spirit, in your heart now. You will not be successful in your journey, especially when it comes to your health, if you are not a good time manager. All right. So now in the next blank, you're gonna see it says you will not, and then that blank is going to be stumble. So you're not going to stumble into this thing. So you're not going to stumble into optimal health. Neither will you accidentally become a good manager. That's the next blank, manager of your time without practice, organizing, and planning. And I stress that practice part is because practice makes permanence, right? But it's not just practice, it's perfect practice, meaning it's consistently doing this over and over and over again so that you can develop the skill. Repetition, I heard, is the mother of learning. So in order for you to develop the skill of time, you have to do this week after week. If you failed last week with your time management, that's all right. Get up. Let's get back on this horse. Next week, man, my time management gonna be on point. I'm gonna make sure I get my schedule right. All right. So the first blank is stumble. You will not stumble into optimal health. Neither will you accidentally become a good manager of your time without practice, organizing, and planning. So letter A, organizing. What must be organized? The reason why I went to that first is because in your definition, is organizing and planning. All right, those are the two things we're going to talk about first. Organizing, what must. And every time I use the word must, 9 times out of 10, I'm going to put it in big capital letters because you must get that this transformation is a must. So if the transformation is a must, that means time management is a must. That means being organized is a must. That means planning is, these things are a must. A must is a necessity. A must is something that cannot be overlooked anymore. I must do that. Like I must pay my bills or everything's getting shut off. You know what I'm saying? So I don't have an option. You don't give yourself a plan B and plan C when something is a must. You do it. You do it right there, right here, right now. All right. So organizing is a must. Number one is going to be so it says what must be organized. Number one is going to be task. So remember so I told you I'm gonna tell you the difference between task and activity. So number one is task. What is the task? Tasks are things that must get done. Remember that word must. No questions, no compromises. So if the water company called me and say, look, I'm shutting your water off today if I don't get the money. So it's a must I go to the bank. I can't be like, oh, I should go. No. It doesn't become a should in your mind no more. It becomes a must. So being organized, having good time management must become a must. So what are tasks? So what must be organized? That first blank, you're going to put tasks. What are they? Things that must get done. No question, no compromises. Okay? I'm going to give you a tip. Make a list of must in your daily life. So some people would just go around aimlessly with no direction, no understanding of what things are must and what things are shoulds and what things are tasks and what things are activities. We don't even know. We just, I guess, do whatever and hoping that our day turns out like we want it to. So make a list of daily must. I gave you an example, like I must work. All right, I don't work, can't eat. I got to go to sleep. That's important for your health. So that's a must. Can just stay up all day and think I'm going to be effective. Can't do that. Got to go to sleep. Kids events, if you got kids and stuff like those are not just activities. Those are must. So you prioritize those as such in your mind and in your schedule. Exercise, food prep, eating. These last three, if you haven't made them a must in order to reach optimal health, they are going to have to be a must. All right. So what must be organized? Number one, task. Number two is Number two is activities. All right. So number two is activities. What are activities? Activities are things that I would like to do today, but they are not a necessity. All right. And I'm gonna give you some easy examples. So a tip is remember, these are not a big deal if they don't get them. Don't stress in your mind if you don't get these things done. All right. So examples, watching a basketball game, going to a party, talking on the phone, being on Facebook, all of these extracurricular activities that we are doing that we think are must, or I must know what's going on with everybody, or no, you don't. No, you don't. You got that. I would want to, but you don't. Like that's not a must. So we let things rob our day because we have never differentiated between tasks and activities, shoulds, wants versus must or needs to. Those are completely different, and we're going to be learning that because I'm going to be bringing those words up over and over and over and over again. So number two is activities. All right. So what are the two things that must be organized? Your task and your activity. You got to identify them, write them down, organize that. That's going to be very critical. B is planning. So the second part of your definition was organizing and planning how to divide. So now plan. So the question is, how do I plan? Number one, how do you plan? Make a schedule on a calendar. I don't care if it's a physical paper calendar. I don't care if it's on your phone, if it's on a tablet, whatever. Make a schedule on a calendar. Tip: when you make your schedule, fill it first with your personal must. Fill it first with those, and then next add activities to that. Say, okay, so example would be I fill mine with like, okay, I must go to bed by 9. If the basketball game come on at 9, to me it ain't even no it ain't and it, now it's not even no decision. I can't watch the basketball game. If somebody wants me to be on Facebook all night with them and talk with them or go over their house and stuff, no, I got new standards, and we'll teach you on standards and stuff like that. But I got new standards. I must go to bed right now. I cannot be over your house at 9 because I know I'm gonna be crappy in the morning. I know I'm not gonna get enough sleep. I know it's gonna affect my health. I know, like I know what's gonna happen if I stay up past 9 o'clock. All right. So make a schedule on a calendar. Fill it in first with your must, then you add activities. Number two is going to be designate. So number two, that blank is designate start and end times and be okay with them. Meaning this, if I say, all right, I'm gonna get up and read my Bible from 6 to 7. All right, I shouldn't be like, oh my God, it's like 7. I keep wanting to read more, which that's not a bad thing to desire to want to read more, but at the same time, you gotta be mature and stay on schedule. That's called temperance, okay? Sometimes temperance is saying no to good things so that you can do the better thing. All right, so you gotta temperance. You gotta be able to temper, have that even kill. You gotta be able to manage your time properly. Or if it's like, hey, I'm gonna give myself some downtime, some me time from 6 to 6:30. I'm just be on Facebook, or at this time I'm gonna watch a movie with my wife, or whatever the case is. Like I got this time, then I gotta get back to work or whatever, and be okay with that. Don't beat yourself up. Don't make yourself feel guilty. No, look, I got this time. I allotted it. Feel good about that. All right. Number three, don't overcommit. A tip for that: look at your schedule before you tell someone yes. So that's one of the worst things you can do is overcommit, because then you got to backtrack. Then you look like you're a double-tongued person. Then you look like, man, you say one thing, but you really can't do it. So don't overcommit. Be mature and look at your schedule before you tell somebody yes. And that's okay. You say, hey, I'll get back at you. Let me check my schedule. I'll give you a text in a few minutes to let you know if I can do that or not. Okay, so don't overcommit. Don't do that. All right, you're cool. You're a good person. If they don't like you because you can't do something, that's okay. You know what I'm saying? We're adults. All right, number four, leave yourself some me time. I need some. Your me time could be, sitting on the couch watching a movie at night. Your me time could be a 1 hour nap in the middle of the day. Your me time could be going to the gym, exercising. Your me time could be, hey, I got all my must done, so I'm gonna scroll on Facebook. Leave yourself some me time, right? Reason why that's so important, I said it's super important because this elevates. So that number four blank is going to be me, M-E, me time. So I say this is super important because this alleviates stress and feeling overwhelmed. All right. Also, this gives you time to relax and it eases your health journey. That way, it never becomes burdensome. Because if you just focus on work. And then I got to be healthy, 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 healthy. When you start overthinking stuff like that, then stuff starts to become burdensome to you. And once something becomes a burden to you, we as people, we don't want to be burdened by anything. So we will eliminate that thing, even if it's eliminating health or meal prepping or exercise. We will eliminate that thing that causes burden because we want to relieve ourselves of that stress. All right. So have some downtime, have some, I like to call it me time. This is about me right now. I'm not being selfish, but this is important for my health. A tip, and this is a good tip. I've done it before. If anyone tries to steal your me time, you tell them I have a meeting at that time and I'm unavailable. Point blank, period. I have a meeting. Well, no, I have a meeting. Doesn't matter who I have a meeting with. Doesn't matter what I got. I literally have a meeting right now. Okay, my meeting could be with that couch and that basketball game. My meeting can be with going out to dinner with friends. My whatever my meeting is, that's my meeting. All right. I don't got to explain to you what my meeting is. Like, hey, I just can't do nothing right now. I'm not going to overcommit. I got an hour. Let me try to fit this in. Knowing you got something right after that, and you're gonna be worn out at the end of the day. And when you worn out like that, and your brain is you just want to cut your mind off, and so you do brainless things like start just eating all type of crap because you don't want to think no more. So look, make yourself some me time. If you have been struggling in the past, you might not have had enough me time to just relax and calm down. All right. So the last part I'm gonna hit on is C, which is failure to develop this critical skill and what it leads to. Okay. So if you fail to develop during this health journey, this critical skill, remember, time management is a skill, just like being healthy is a skill. We're going to teach you all that. Living in a changed mind, that's a skill. So failure to develop this critical skill leads to number one, high stress and anxiety levels. And the reason why high stress and anxiety levels are bad because they can lead to weight gain, emotional eating, and a host of other detrimental health practices. Okay. So we've been practicing unhealthy habits our whole life. Like when I go home, I know I'm gonna stop past Burger King. Or late at night, man, my boss just made me mad at work. Okay, I'm gonna stop past the corner store and get me some of this type of food or something like that. I'm just speaking this because I've done this before. All right. So if you fail to develop the critical skill of time management, man, your life is going to be stressed out, full of anxiety. Stress is one of the leading causes to weight gain, then emotional eating, and you're just going to be super duper unhealthy. All right. Number two is going to be is going to lead to lack of consistency. All right. If I don't manage my time proper, it will lead me to a lack of consistency upon this health journey. So so I put will, like, look, don't be deceived. This will happen to you. You will find yourself neglecting things like good health because other things will overtake your mind and your day. If you don't have that defense mechanism of a schedule and boundaries and me time and this time management thing down, you're going to neglect eating. Oh, I just don't got time to eat. You're going to neglect meal prep. Oh, I just got time. You're going to you're going to be super inconsistent at these things which you find important in life, which is your health. Okay. So you got to make sure you develop this skill. Number three, poor task quality. Remember, your tasks are your must, things that must be done in your life. So when you don't have the proper time management skills, your quality of work is going to suffer from it. So due to rushing through tasks, because there are other tasks that I have to also get done that day, man, I may produce a poor quality in the task that I'm doing. So let's say if because I don't got good time management. And instead of me starting my reading at 6 o'clock, I start at 6:30. So I read from 6:30 to 7, and then I be like, oh man, I really want to read some more. So now I go over my time to like 7:30, which cuts into me posting meal prep. So then I post a meal prep at this time. So then I don't prep all my food I'm supposed to prep. So then by like day 3 of the week, I don't got no more food left, and I find myself stopping past Burger King. So you're going to have poor task quality, meaning you won't be able to do everything specifically that that task requires because you didn't manage your time well. All right. Number four, you're going to have missed tasks, meaning that If you don't manage your time properly, you won't have time if you don't make time. You have to intentionally make it. All right. So missed tasks would be, example would be, if I know I had to meet my wife at 7 o'clock at night because it was our date night and we wanted to have dinner and stuff like that, but I overcommitted myself to something else. Then I gotta call her and let her down and be like, "Hey, babe, I got work late." And nah, man, forget that. Hey, dude, I can't hang out with you, man. I got a meeting. I gotta be involved in at 7 o'clock at night. He don't need to know it's between me and my wife. Well, why he need to know that? He just need to know I got something to do. You know why? Because I got time in control. Time don't control me. I control time. All right. So I'm a good time manager. So I'll tell that person that. So if you don't develop this skill, then you'll miss out on must have. Hanging out with my wife is a must. I got to do that. So if I don't have good time management skills, I won't do that. And number 5, which is a sad one, but it happens. Okay. So number 5 is when you fail to develop this critical skill, time management. Number 5 is abandonment of critical tasks in your life that should be a must. There are tasks in my life that should be a must, but because I don't manage my time, I'll just abandon that task altogether. I say, well, I don't need to eat healthy no more. Let me just take that completely out of my mind, completely out of my schedule. Or not that I missed it that day. So the difference between 4 and 5, 4 is like you just missed the task that day. 5 is like, man, you completely abandoned it. Like you left it. You like, I'm not even doing that no more. So look what I wrote. This is common and one of the leading reasons why people who thought their health was super important at one time have now neglected it with the famous statement, I don't have time for that right now. Maybe later. Saddest statement I have ever heard was that. Okay, maybe I don't have time, but this person just came to me crying, saying, man, my belt pads don't fit, this and that. I need this, I need this, I need this. But because they got poor time management, and they're great people, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying they're bad people because they abandoned this, but it's sad because this is what they really deep down desire. They don't want to look and feel the way they are. But man, something got to go, and I don't got time to be healthy. When I believe, man, outside of your relationship with God, no disrespect to nobody, outside of knowing who you are and your purpose is, man, your health is more important than anything. More important than family, more important than jobs and anything. Because if my health goes bad, how can I be a good father to my son? I can't play with him. I'm sitting on the couch. I can't play with him. I have no energy to run around. I can't hang out with my wife. I feel embarrassed when we walk around. I look horrible. So I'm gonna make her time miserable. So that's why I said, man, get your health in order and your life will be in order. So that's why our motto, man, is bringing joy back to life and to eating. Look, we're going to do that. This is a skill that you must believe is a must. This is a skill that you must get down into your life, y'all. So I'm starting you all off with this teaching that time management is a must. It's a crucial and critical skill that you have to develop and you have to get inside of you before we start our journey. And we're going to be giving you 13 weeks to practice it. All right. I'm over and out. I'm your transformation coach. My name is Mark Sue Harrington. If you got any questions or anything, don't hesitate to call or ask. I'm here for you. All right, y'all. I'm over and out. Love y'all. Take care.